Meanwhile, speaking of bowls, it looks like the Michigan Wolverines will either be going to the Rose Bowl or the Sugar Bowl, unless for some strange reason the whole team gets like malaria and doesn't show up against Iowa on Saturday. So they'll get into the playoff. Your impressions of your favorite college team besides your alma mater and what happened on Saturday?
Yeah, man, great, just a great game. First of all, I even watching with a couple buddies and even made the point, even if you didn't have a team to root for, like that was just a good football game. I was a bit surprised, to be honest with you. I was a little nervous about Michigan's O-line, O-line and the passing attack, and kind of one of those games you knew the defense was going to have to make a couple impact plays, and they did. And it was a great win. I got nervous again at the end of the game.
So did I.
I thought Sharon Moore did a really nice job. Really, my biggest gripe was the end of that game. Coming off that 7-minute drive, you had like a 2nd and 8. Like that to me is always a chance where you can go for the kill. You know what I mean? Instead of just running a boring little A-gap dive to burn time. Like you have a chance to, especially with JJ, run a sort of read option with an RPO aspect to it. And hey, if the pass isn't there, then of course you go down and keep the clock running. But I thought that was a time where they could have really went for the kill and the knockout blow, because Ohio State got the ball back. They were moving a little bit on that last drive, and the pass rush came alive, which was great. But man, that was just a great win, and to watch Ryan Day after the game, it's a thing of beauty. I mean, and he looked like just such a beaten dog. He has really the last 3 years, but this one especially for some reason was just like, man, that was awesome. No, it was a great game. I thought they did exactly what they had to do. As a type of game that they wanted to play, kind of bring them down to the mud with them a little bit and, play that rough and tumble style of football. Right. And second half was really good. I think they scored on every possession there in the second half, with the exception of taking a knee at the end of the game. So getting that to a 10-point game there in the third quarter was huge. It never really having to put too much pressure on yourself there late.
They never
to overcome anything. Yeah, they tied it up, I think, 17 coming out of half.
Yeah.
And then they responded. That was the biggest drive, I thought. I think that was Blake's 20-yard touchdown run.
Right after Zaire got hurt.
Where they come right back and, get that 7-point lead back. That was huge. And then the defense gets a stop. You get a field goal. You go up 10. That, to me, was the biggest thing in that game was you can't find a way to trail in this game, because we all know Ohio State, they do have playmakers. If you're down 3, all of a sudden you could be down 10, 17 in a matter of minutes. And that's where the game can get away from you. But they just kept stepping up and making plays. And, man, it was a hell of a game to watch. It was a lot of fun. But I'd be lying to you if I said that I wasn't nervous before that game. I didn't know if Michigan had what it took to pull it out, but they did. They played good football.
I was very nervous because I was worried about JJ's mobility, and he showed that he was still mobile, not as normal because he would run more if it was more normal, but he seemed still evasive in the pocket, which was good, so he could at least move that way.
Yeah, and the protection was a lot better. And it sucks losing Zinter at right guard there. That's going to hurt. But I don't know if you talked about. I kind of heard you mention a little bit this morning, John. Moving Barnhart back to guard and putting Trente Jones out at right tackle. I think it fits their offensive line better. I think Trente's a better athlete. I think he looks smoother in the pass protection aspect of it, which we know is going to be, hugely important. Probably not against Iowa, but once you get into some of these bigger games after that,
you're going to have to have an athlete out there.
You're going to have to be able to pass block. You're not just going to be able to run, 40 times against, Georgia and some of these other top teams. You're going to have to be able to throw the ball. And I think, with there might be a blessing in disguise there with the injury, that maybe it allows them to get Trente Jones on the field a little bit more at right tackle. Yeah. That might help them. Now, certainly Barnhart isn't the guard that Zinter is. We know that. But I'm saying I think it forces you to maybe get a better athlete out there at right tackle, which might help them.